This woman never expected that after she was hit by a car and died, she would find herself reincarnated as a level 99 villain in a game. However, she wasn't the Demon King. Instead, she was a hidden boss. According to the original main storyline of the game, players would encounter her after defeating the Demon King at level 70, and she would be killed by the righteous characters. Determined to change her fate, Dolkness began leveling up alone as a child, constantly training herself in secret. Dolkness' goal was clear. She wanted to shock everyone. If she could defeat the Demon King before the story began, then this world would be hers to command. True to her villainous nature, she was already capable of using dark magic at a young age. Dolkness easily defeated a slime, gaining her first source of funding for her journey, which made her feel even stronger. From that point on, she made it a habit to hunt monsters every day, using the magic stones they dropped to buy equipment. The first item she purchased was a growth amulet. While the protective amulet would have been a more cost-effective choice, Dolkness was unwilling to pass up a skill that boosted experience gains. With her new gear, she ventured into the dungeon for the first time. Cautious at first, she quickly realized that the dungeon was too easy for her. Soon, she even found herself complaining that the monsters were too weak. Dolkness then spent a large amount of money on a monster-attracting flute, and from then on, she spent every day hunting monsters, defeating even the most powerful ones. The dungeon was no longer a challenge for her. She had cleared it thousands of times by the time she was 15. Eventually, her family sent her to the royal capital for school, which was where the game's story began. True to the original plot, Dolkness met the protagonist group after being late to save someone. Wanting a low-key school life, she decided to avoid them. However, her attempt at staying under the radar was quickly shattered during the opening ceremony, where her black hair attracted the attention of everyone in the room. In the kingdom, established by the hero and the Saintess, the previous Demon King had black hair, making it seen as an unlucky and evil symbol. But what frustrated Dolkness even more was the level test. The first to test was Enlight, whose level was shown as just 1, which was considered the normal average. Then Ares, at level 10, caused everyone to cheer. When it was Dolkness' turn, she began to worry. She had just defeated monsters much stronger than that level, but when she placed her hand on the crystal ball, it displayed a shocking 99. The principal thought it was a device malfunction and switched it out, but the new one showed the same result. Everyone was stunned, as it was impossible for someone to level up without defeating monsters, and Dolkness hadn't been seen doing so. However, what they didn't know was that Dolkness had been killing slimes since she was 5 years old, and goblins were no match for her. In the end, the principal couldn't find any evidence of cheating and remained silent. Despite this, everyone waited eagerly to see Dolkness fail in class. Ares, the strongest new student, approached her, believing her level must be a fake. Valshine, Ares' good friend who had watched him practice swordsmanship since childhood, also thought it was impossible for anyone to be at max level. However, since Dolkness had already arrived in this world, she didn't want to argue with him. Whether or not she was strong would be clear in the upcoming lessons. The first class was swordsmanship, and although the sword was just a wooden one, Dolkness was excited to hold it for the first time. To test everyone's skills, the teacher decided to have a mock battle based on their level ranking. Dolkness was the first to fight, and Ares confidently stepped forward to be her opponent. But because Dolkness was up first, she felt conflicted. She had no experience in sword fighting, and she didn't know how to let herself lose. If she used the same method as when she leveled up by defeating monsters, she could probably kick Ares to death in one move. Therefore, she had to learn to control her strength. The teacher gave the signal, and Ares immediately assumed his fighting stance. But then, the rest of the class burst into laughter. It turned out that Dolkness, having never held a sword before, had no idea how to properly posture for a fight.